Hi, I'm Doug, and these are Wycliffe's words. English is a notoriously difficult language to learn. Even the simplest, most basic rules have multiple exceptions. For example, how do you form a plural noun? That's easy. You add an S to the end of the singular form. 1 dog, 2 dogs. 1 cat, 2 cats. Except sometimes you add ES. 1 fox, 2 foxes. And then there are the really oddball exceptions. 1 ox, 2 oxen. Where'd that come from? Well, it's a vestige of Old English, in which the plural ending wasn't S, but N. We can still catch glimpses of it even today when we say, "Your child can play with my children." And although it's an antiquated form, it wouldn't be too unusual to hear someone refer to the brethren. The transition to the plural S suffix was pretty much complete by the time Wycliffe translated his Bible in the late 1300s, but his text still contains several interesting examples of the older form. For example, lambs are lambrin, as in, if you love me, feed my lambrin. And then there's my favorite, iron. If you have trouble deciphering that word, just remember that the letters I and E are virtually interchangeable in Middle English. So iron becomes iron, and iron becomes eyes. We can see a perfect example of how the plural is formed in Matthew 18:9. It is better with 1 eye to enter life than having 2 iron to be sent to the fire of hell. Jesus was echoing the Old Testament prophets when he chastised his disciples for their lack of faith. You have iron, but you do not see. In this case, Jesus was speaking metaphorically. His followers were spiritually blind. But it wasn't long after that Paul illustrated that truth in a radically literal manner. He was on the road to Damascus when he met the Lord in a blinding flash of light. When his eyes were open, he saw nothing. He had to be led by the hand into the city. Paul indeed did have eyes, but he couldn't see. Christ's warning against spiritual blindness had been made physical in him. He became a living parable, a human object lesson. At God's urging, the New Testament prophet Ananias sought out this mortal enemy of the church and laid hands on him. He delivered God's shocking message that Paul would become a great evangelist to the Gentiles. And anon, the scales fell from his iron, and he received his sight, and he rose and was baptized. Paul heard the message, and he believed. His blindness, both spiritual and physical, fell away. He rose and began a new adventure, a new ministry, a whole new life. Oh, on a side note, Wycliffe usually spells oxen as oxes. I told you English was hard. And those are Wycliffe's words. See you again next week.